everyone, it's Debbie Siskowski with Live, Love, Beach to Bay, back for another great video. This one is all about why does Coastal Delaware work for every stage of life. So I am so excited to be here with you, chatting about my favorite topics. Living in Coastal Delaware, you know that I've coined my channel Live, Love, Beach to Bay. And today I really want to talk about something that really, again, I hear all of the time. Sometimes it's every day, sometimes it's every hour, sometimes it's every week. And this is the question. People say to me all the time, is Coastal Delaware only for retirees? And I get that shocked look in my eyes and I kind of step back on my heels and I say, oh my goodness, absolutely not. It is not just for retirees. Are retirees certainly a good portion of our demographic here in Coastal Delaware? Absolutely. But the honest answer is no. Coastal Delaware is absolutely not just for retirees. So if you want to know more, you know what I'm going to say. Hit the subscribe button. My call to action is if you want to know more about Coastal Delaware, you want to check in with me every week. My videos, my LinkedIn seminars, my emails, anything that pertains to life in Coastal Delaware. That's Debbie Z, Live, Love, Beach to Bay. So Coastal Delaware truly works beautifully for every stage of life. And I want to walk you through why. So we're going to go through 4 different segments of, kind of population demographics that are considering Coastal Delaware home or considering Coastal Delaware home in the not too distant future. So the first segment is young professionals and remote workers. And even though some of the telecommuting and teleworking has, certainly been rolled back a little bit, awful lot of young professionals and remote workers are absolutely looking to Coastal Delaware as a great place to relocate, to start with young professionals and remote workers that are absolutely considering the move to Coastal Delaware. And why would they do that? Why would you not want to live here? Well, of course, the cost of living is much improved and much more affordable for many people that are just getting their first leg up professionally. And choosing Coastal Delaware means that you're going to, be able to find a place to live, find an affordable place to live, have a better quality of life, have lower stress, and really have much more balance in your life. So if those are big factors and you are a young professional or remote worker, you might want to consider Coastal Delaware. Sussex County, a fabulous county to hang your hat on or put your head on a pillow on. So you can work remotely. There's a lot of, you can enjoy walkable towns, you can enjoy great coffee shops, of course the beaches, the trails, the parks, and still be within driving distance of those major metropolitan areas. So if you've got to get back to a, corporate office or for a meeting or a seminar, the distance to Philly, the distance to DC, the distance to Baltimore, even the distance to New York, those are all short day trips, whether it's work-related or pleasure-related. Coastal Delaware really sits itself in a very advantageous place to get to those major metropolitan areas. But you're going to get more space, you're going to get nature, and you're going to get breathing room. Breathing room in your home, breathing room around you, and you are not going to feel isolated whatsoever. So young professionals, remote workers, definitely a growing segment of the Sussex County, Coastal Delaware demographic. Second segment I want to talk about is young families or families, just families looking to, maybe for a different vista. And let's talk about why. Well, number one, it is an extraordinarily safe place to live. So if you're raising a family or if you've got a new family or considering starting a family, and safety and community connections are something that are, on your list of must-haves, then Coastal Delaware is definitely the place to consider. Communities not only feel safe, they are safe. Communities not only feel connected, but they are connected. So people are going to know your name and you're going to know people's names. Your kids, they're going to grow up outside. They're not going to grow up in front of a screen. They're going to bike. They're going to swim. They're going to get outside. They're going to play. They're going to go to the park. They're going to go to the sports parks. They're going to go to the beach. They're gonna hop on a paddle board. They're gonna learn to surf. They're gonna learn to do it all. And really, there's nothing better than a good old dose of vitamin D to help your kids continue to grow and mature into the kind of adult humans you want them to be. So commutes are shorter. That means that you're gonna have more time together with your family, more time for family dinners, more time for weekend activities, because you're not gonna be a slave to the pavement jungle, so to speak. And I've said it time and time again, there's such a sense of community. Neighbors know your name, and you're gonna know your neighbors' names, and you're gonna wave, and you're gonna check in on each other. And if you're out of town and your trash cans are at the end of your driveway, I can guarantee you someone's gonna bring your trash cans in. And of course, there's the local events. Local events bring people together. So whether it's, I've gotta talk about races, because there's a race every weekend in Coastal Delaware. Whether it's races, whether it's family events, whether it's kid-friendly events, whether it's holiday events, whether it's farmers markets, and everything in between. This is a place where families don't just live, we truly belong. And maybe I can even look in the rearview mirror and say, I wish I'd raised my family in Coastal Delaware. But I'm here now, and my grandkiddos spend a lot of time here, so I am certainly giving my grandkiddos all of what I just referenced about family life in Coastal Delaware. So active adults and empty nesters, the kids go off to college, or they go off to a trade school, or they just, move out and, move on with their lives. Many, many, many active adults and empty nesters are considering Coastal Delaware because it's a dream. It's a dream place to live. It's beautiful. The weather is delightful, the sense of community. And it just, goes on and on and on. So all segments enjoy a lot of those tentacles that I keep mentioning, but the area is really incredibly active. So whether it's pickleball, whether it's golf, whether it's biking, running, swimming, whether it's boating, whether it's paddleboard, whether it's hiking, whether it's, apple picking or strawberry picking, you just have the opportunity to do it all. And something that really is blossoming here in Coastal Delaware is a lot of fitness studios. So one just opened really right around the corner from my home. It is a modified reformer Pilates studio. Absolutely loving it. And again, didn't think that I'd find a Pilates studio around the corner in Coastal Delaware, but lo and behold, it opened about 8 months ago, and I am a founder, have a founder's membership there. So you can downsize without downsizing your lifestyle. You can travel, you can lock and leave, meaning you can lock your home if you choose to. I don't even lock my home. Or you can stay rooted and involved. But I really think it's so important that active, adults and empty nesters are really thriving. And I use that word a lot because people thrive in Coastal Delaware. People here are engaged, they're social, they're active, they do not slow down. Now, life looks a little different when the nest is empty, but it really gives you an opportunity to explore new chapters, new activities, new things to stimulate, your days. And now I'm going to get to retirees. So are retirees coming to Coastal Delaware? Absolutely yes. Okay, absolutely yes. And while I'm not sure that I will ever put the big R on my shoulder or on my back, retirees love Coastal Delaware. There are practical reasons and there are all the other reasons. The practical reasons are, again, topics for another video. The tax benefits, the financial incentives, the cost of living, and all that really makes you want to jump into living in Coastal Delaware as a retiree. Access to quality health care. BB just broke ground in Millsboro on a state-of-the-art, full comprehensive medical facility. It's going to be massive and it's going to really offer so much for the expanding population. But if you love beauty and you want to be surrounded by beauty and you want a strong sense of community and you want those financial incentives and you are considering retiring, Delaware's got it all. But what really matters is people don't move to Delaware to retire and slow down. They retire into a different lifestyle. And when you retire into something like Coastal Delaware, you're retiring into this wonderful new chapter that is about to kind of mushroom with relationships and activities and a lifestyle that I don't think can be compared up and down the East Coast. Now, I've not lived in the Midwest and I've not lived on the West Coast, so I'm certainly not dissing other areas of the fabulous United States. But if you are an East Coast individual, I truly believe Coastal Delaware checks every single box as a potential retiree. So I can tell you that I have an emotional connection to Coastal Delaware. I vacationed here for a number of years. I bought my home 10 years ago, and then just about 2 years ago this month, January 2024, my daughter was out of law school, and I really said it's time for me to get to the beach full time. So Coastal Delaware doesn't force you into a box. It really allows you to live outside the box. So it really allows you to define and navigate that chapter that you're in. So whether you're a young professional, raising a family, empty nester, or a retiree, Delaware can answer every single iteration of your life, and unbelievably well, seamlessly, with joy, with vigor. So I've shared so many times my tagline: I live here, I work here, I play here, and I'm absolutely thriving here. And if you would like to learn more about thriving in Coastal Delaware, I hope you'll call me, email me, subscribe to my channel, Live, Love, Beach to Bay, because there's going to be more content dropped each and every week that is going to inform, educate, inspire, and I hope delight you all and really make you eager to learn more about what life truly is all about in Coastal Delaware, because the best is yet to come. I know that I'm enjoying it so much, and I would love to chat with you about it as well.